Imagine leaving your home for 3 years, and when you finally return, everyone is gone. No bodies, no signs of a fight, no message. Just one strange word: CROATOAN. More than 400 years later, nobody knows exactly what happened. This is the mystery of the Lost Colony of Roanoke. Life in Roanoke was not easy. Food was limited, supplies were running out, and relationships with local Native American tribes were complicated. Sometimes peaceful, sometimes dangerous. The settlers quickly realized they needed help, so they turned to their governor, John White, and they asked him to return to England for supplies. It was risky, but they had no choice. Before leaving, White promised something: "I will come back." But he had no idea that he would never see the colony again. John White sailed back to England, but disaster struck. England was suddenly preparing for war with Spain. The famous Spanish Armada was coming. Every available ship was needed. White couldn't return. Days became months. Months became years. He was trapped in England, knowing an entire colony was waiting for supplies, waiting for him. Finally, after 3 long years, he managed to sail back to Roanoke. But what he found would become one of history's greatest mysteries. When White arrived at the colony in 1590, something felt wrong. The settlement was silent. No voices, no fires, no movement. The people were gone. Every single one of them. Even worse, White's own granddaughter had disappeared. A baby girl named Virginia Dare. The first English child born in America. But there was something strange. The colony did not look destroyed. There were no signs of violence. No blood. No burned buildings. No graves. It was as if the entire colony had simply vanished. But there was one clue. Carved into a wooden post was a single word: CROATOAN. And on a nearby tree, another message: Crow. That was it. No explanation, no warning, nothing else. Just one mysterious word. So, what happened to the lost colony? Over the centuries, historians developed several theories. Some sound logical. Others sound terrifying. The most accepted theory is surprisingly simple. The settlers survived. Instead of dying, they joined a nearby Native American tribe. You see, CROATOAN was actually the name of a local island and the people who lived there. Before leaving, John White had already made an agreement with the settlers. If they moved somewhere else, they should carve a message to show where they went. And that's exactly what happened. Maybe they left willingly. Maybe they were desperate for food. Maybe joining another community was the only way to survive. In fact, some later reports claimed native tribes had European features: gray eyes, different clothing, and stories of pale-skinned ancestors. But no one could ever prove it. Another theory is much darker. Some historians believe the settlers were attacked, perhaps by hostile tribes, or even by Spanish forces. Remember, Spain considered English colonies a threat. Destroying Roanoke would make sense. But there's one problem. If there had been a violent attack, why were there no bodies, no weapons, no destroyed buildings? The evidence simply doesn't match, and that makes this theory harder to believe. Others believe the colony slowly collapsed. Starvation, disease, harsh weather. One terrible winter could have destroyed everything.
But there are also stranger theories. Some people believe the settlers disappeared into the wilderness and were never found. Others think the mystery is hiding something much bigger, a secret nobody recorded. Or maybe history simply forgot what happened. Because sometimes the truth disappears with the people who lived it. More than 400 years later, the lost colony of Roanoke remains unsolved. No final answer. No perfect explanation. Just one abandoned settlement. And one word carved into wood. CROATOAN. So what do you think happened? Did the settlers join another tribe?
Were they attacked? Or is there something we still don't know? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy mysterious stories hidden in history, don't forget to subscribe.